It's my absolute pleasure to introduce a tycoon of business development, a familiar face from your TV screens.
It's such a great question. Somebody asked it to me about 20-something years ago.
Yeah, so Ellie,
yeah, come on, Susan Sliders. We know you're big time now, but help the boys out.
What is this?
What's that, like a little beach flag?
Hey!
Episode 50.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. Episode 50,
That's
mate.
insane. Half a century worth of episodes.
This is a huge episode as well because we have our very own dragon.
We're getting to the top tier of business content featuring a formidable tycoon. I think we leave it no further, bro. Let's just get straight on into it.
Let's do it.
Inside the Mind. Let's go. So, I will start. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce a tycoon of business development, a familiar face from your TV screens, a woman who's been named on Times' 35 most successful women under the age of 35.
That was a while ago.
It's very, very impressive.
Yeah.
An expert amongst hospitality brands with global reach, not to mention multi-honoured doctorate from Oxford Brookes, Cranfield and Staffordshire universities, and of course, most importantly, mother of four. It put us in awe when we read this list out. I'm welcoming Sarah Willingham.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our
I'm
pleasure.
excited, really, really excited to see you again and to talk to you both.
Brilliant. Anything else you want to add to that list that we missed out?
No.
Was it all good?
Actually, it's so funny when it gets read out. Like, it always shocks me somehow.
Yeah.
I think, what, really?
Well, there's a lot you're juggling on your plate there.
Did I do all of that?
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. Crazy. Anyway, to kick us off, so as I kind of alluded to earlier, a lot of people here that are our audience are aspiring to start a business, kick on hopefully in 2026 and make a business name for themselves. And it would be really interesting to get a little bit of an insight into your journey as to where you kind of started and how you've led to where you are now. We're currently in the i360 tower. And if you could tell us a little bit about that as well, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny thing because I didn't grow up thinking I must be an entrepreneur. I think, I was saying to you earlier, nowadays, I think it's much cooler and much more accessible to become an entrepreneur, certainly than it was, 35 years ago or whatever. But I was always fascinated in business, always. Like, that was clearly my path. And even though I wasn't surrounded by people in business at all, and didn't have necessarily anybody around me that was inspiring me or had their own business, but actually I was always fascinated by why we were all interested in the same brands, why we shopped at the same places, why, we sang the same advert songs in our head, it was clearly there was the world of commerce really, I found really, really interesting. So when I didn't do very well at school at all, just didn't find my thing at all, did badly in my A-levels, but really wanted to study business. That was my thing. And actually, my dad had not let me take a gap year and I really wanted to travel. That was like my drive. And I wanted to do a course at uni where I could study business, so I could learn all the different aspects of business, not specialise, because frankly, I didn't know the difference between marketing and finance as I went into it at all. But where I could study business, but also that I could go and live abroad. That was like a real thing for me. I lived in Stoke and I just wanted to kind of get out, actually. I love Stoke, love Stokies. All my best mates are Stokies. Cool. But I definitely, I wanted to get out and see the world. Yeah. And there was an amazing course at Oxford Brookes. Amazing course, actually. It was 2 years in the UK where you did like a 3-year degree in 2 years. And then you went to France for 2 years, did loads of work experience, also studied, but got a degree in 2 years. Brilliant. Right up my street. Anyway, long story short, I actually got rejected when I applied, managed to talk my way into it, and through a lot of luck and a lot of phone calls, even though I did really badly in my A-levels, they accepted me, which was actually an amazing thing when I got my doctorate there, but I can tell you about that another time. But anyway, so actually did a lot of work experience whilst I was doing my uni course, and was definitely in the right place. Like, I had found my thing. Business was the way my mind worked. I really enjoyed it. I liked the cleverness of it. I'm a problem solver, and I liked constantly being surrounded by challenges. I now think, God, I almost wish I'd never said that out loud 35 years ago, because I have constantly been surrounded by challenges ever since. But I do like solving problems, and business, actually, that is what you're doing. You're solving problems. And I like growth. I really enjoy it. Still at this point, no interest in having my own business, not even a thought of having my own business. I wanted to learn. And that's what I did after uni. I had loads of great work experience at uni, went and worked on the Paris Stock Exchange, worked for AXA Insurance, worked in a bar. You see where it goes. And had lots of different work experience and really, really enjoyed it. And then actually through the job in the bar, it was very cool at that point to go and work in the city. Everybody wanted to go and work in the city. And I'd got a job lined up with SBC Warburg, it was at the time. And that's what I was going to do after uni. But during my course, because I was living in France, I'd had to do loads of work experience. And without boring you with all the details, but I was working in a pub, basically, called the Frog and Roast Beef, in Paris on a Sunday afternoon. And the people who were doing the opening of the first Planet Hollywood, which that Planet Hollywood was cool one day, promise. It was. The people who were doing the opening were really, really struggling with the Americans and the French. It just wasn't working. Culturally, they were having an absolute nightmare. The site was never going to open on the Champs-Élysées. And they asked the founders of that business if they could just one of them could do a 3-month secondment and help them out. And to this day, I'm so grateful, but they just said no. But actually, there's this girl who works on a Sunday afternoon. You should speak to her. Wow. And they did. And then that's what I ended up doing for 3 months. And I found my thing. I just loved it. And I ended up staying at Planet Hollywood for years. Then I went to Pizza Express, really enjoyed it there. And during my time at Pizza Express, again, still not intending to have my own business, but during my time at Pizza Express, learned a lot. And actually, towards the end of it, I was going to leave because I did a lot of international expansion because I still wanted to travel. So I was traveling all over the world, opening these Pizza Expresses, and it was brilliant. And I learned a ton of stuff about all aspects of business. Because when you land in another country and you have to set up a business, you have to learn everything from, registering for VAT, the equivalent of, to the rules and the laws on hiring people, to sourcing the food, to the pricing, to the marketing, everything. You have to learn the entire business. So it was a really, really good place for me to learn the whole lot. And when I came back, I realized that they were not that bothered about international expansion. And also I had a dream of being a mom. I was still in my 20s, still hadn't met my husband, but I did really want to be a mom. And I realized I couldn't continue to work at the pace I was working at, 3 different countries in a week, and have kids. So I was like, actually, I need to change direction, but I love what I'm doing here. So I went to the board at Pizza Express and said, look, this whole international development, it's not for you. I can see it's not core business. It's also not for me. And they said, well, don't leave. Come and work for us. And I then shared an office, probably the most impactful year of my career, work life. And I shared an office with the CEO.
Wow.
And a guy called David Page is founder of, he went on to found Frank & Manca and lots of other different businesses. And during the course of that year, I learned what he did. It wasn't my job, but I shared an office with him, and I must have driven him insane with the amount of questions that I asked him. But by the end of it, it broke down the kind of myth that I had created, that I was Sarah the Small from Stoke and everybody else was really, really clever. And this business thing that they all did was really, really clever. Yeah. And that was for just really, really clever people. Yeah. And there's no way I was ever going to do it. And spending that year with him, by the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I actually get what you do. I really understand the simple replicable business model that you've created. I understand why you use debt when you use debt. I understand why you're a public business, so you're a PLC. I understand how you manage your relationships with your shareholders, why you've structured the way that you've structured, when you go and raise more equity, how you raise more equity. So all of that sort of financial structuring side and the legal corporate structure of a business, which so many people overlook and don't realize that it is the foundation of a business.
Yeah.
You can set 1,000 businesses up. One of them gets set up right. That's the one that will work.
For sure.
And I learned all of that, and then learned how he ran the business of having hundreds of sites all over the UK. And I was like, oh my God, I can do this myself. And actually realised that if I did want to be a mum, I needed to control my diary. Yeah. That was the thing for me. It wasn't, I wanted to make some money as well. That was important because that was going to give me some level of freedom that I'd never had before. But also I wanted to control my diary. And that was when I thought, I'm going to do this myself. And that was a very, very long answer to a little bit, give me a little bit about a journey. But that's how I became what we now call an entrepreneur. That's how I ended up going on my own. And I learned so much in my 20s from being surrounded by great people and learning what they did. And then I found my thing. And that's what I said, right, I'm going to have the largest chain of Indian restaurants in the UK. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. It's the same business model as Pizza Express. Go and do it. And that's what I did.
Wow. I mean, I'm quite interested. So you had that moment of realization, what your journey was going to take, and maybe how you felt like that characteristic within yourself was going to take form over the next few years. In terms of probably skipping forward in the journey, how has that brought you to here with the i360, and like what's the vision there in terms of over the next few years?
So you know, I did have the largest chain of Indian restaurants, did succeed, did manage to do that, then sold it, realizing that actually 4 kids, 4 and under, and 1,500 staff was not the best mixture in the world. And ended up doing a little bit of investing and more kind of portfolio work rather than lots of people relying on me getting up in the morning. Did Dragon's Den, fast forward. And then came to COVID and I was done, to be honest. Like I was like loving having chair roles, loving having my investments. I thought I'm not going to start another business again. And then my husband who I work with, he was like, we've got another gig in us. I was like, have we really? Yes, we have. And so during COVID, we started a business called Nightcap. Now has 44 venues across the UK. So we've gone from startup to just over 60 million turnover in 4 and a bit years.
That is incredible.
It's been so hard though. Like it's brutal out there at the moment for hospitality. So it has been really difficult. But anyway, here we are. And the i360 was a really random addition.
Interesting.
But a very welcome one. We love our tower. I live in Brighton and I can see the i360 out of my bedroom window. And when it went into administration a year ago now, so it was just before Christmas last year, so 2024, we got a phone call like we do when businesses in hospitality go into administration. You do, like at the moment, the Pier's up for sale. There's other businesses in our industry. Like you just get the phone call along with another 150 people probably. Yeah. And I was like, no, why would we want, no, I don't want to do anything on my doorstep. I love my anonymity in Brighton and that would not be anonymous. And it was a very controversial asset because they used public money to fund it, and it was a lot of money, and there was a lot of debt attached to the i360. So it had a really controversial standing within the community of Brighton. And I was like, anyway, Merlin will buy it because it's basically the London Eye, but just one big pod that goes up and down instead of going round. Or Brighton Pier Group will buy it because they've got the pier. Definitely somebody else will buy it. And anyway, we were on holiday. It did go into administration, and we didn't think anything more of it. And then when we got back, we got another phone call saying, actually, nobody's come forward to bid on it. Will you look at it? We were like, well, nobody is going to come forward to bid on it with all that debt associated with it. It's just not going to happen. It's a hard enough business to run as it is. But the reason it went into administration actually wasn't because of the number of people that were going up and down at the tower, because there's plenty of them and that's great. Partly they hadn't activated all of the hospitality around it, but also because the amount of debt that they had to repay every year was astronomical. And actually, certainly my experience over the last, I've done quite a lot of administrations, bought businesses out of administration over the last 5 years. And over the last couple of decades, the businesses that I've seen go into administration, it's pretty much always the balance sheet. It's rarely the P&L. Of course, cash flow, but that's often related to the balance sheet. So it's often related to the debt structure, the amount of debt that has to be paid back. So it's all stuff that's kind of below the line on the P&L that you don't see that results in businesses going bust. And that's what had happened here. So if you could take away if you kind of restructure the balance sheet, actually you had a pretty solid P&L. Anyway, I still was like, no. And then my kids were coming home going, Mama, it's going to be dismantled. What? I was like, that's so crazy. That would be real failure for Brighton, actually. Because no matter how controversial it is, I think it would be a disaster if it had to be.
It's very iconic for this area.
I mean, it brings people into the city. It's a talking point. It's in the middle of the prom. You know, you've got the Portslade down one end, you've got Sea Lanes down the other end. This is slap bang in the middle, and there isn't actually anything else here. So you need something here that brings people into this part of the promenade. And so many local businesses rely on its success, actually. And I was like, well, that would be an absolute disaster. So I said, right, let's have a meeting with the council. Although the administrators were in charge, as they always are in administration. But anyway, yeah, here we are.
I see. I mean, tracing some of our steps, I wanted to go back to something that has stuck with me for the last 6 months since we met. So we had the pleasure of meeting on Simon Squibb's channel 6 months ago now.
Yeah.
And something that's really stuck with me since, and I did want to kind of tick your brain on this. You asked me a question that was, what would you do with £1 million?
Yes.
And for me, it was hilarious because before that day, I was watching a lot of Simon Squibb's content. He was giving away 10,000 or 5,000, 2,000. I had every one of those answers lined up, ready to go. And then you hit me with the £1 million, and I froze, and I didn't know what to say. And I'm trying to gain from you, what do you look to gain from that question out of a potential founder, potential entrepreneur? Yeah. As well as, I'm actually quite intrigued to hear what you would do with £1 million now.
So it's such a great question. Somebody asked it to me about 20 something years ago, and it's never left me. I always ask everybody when it's relevant. I always ask that question, and the reason is because if you know what you're going to do with £1 million, you've nailed your business model.
I see.
You have it, because it means that you know exactly what your return on investment is. So if I had £1 million today, I know I could spend it on a number of things, but I know exactly what I would give you back from that £1 million, because I have my business model. I know if I open, let's say I open a Piano Works, which is one of our brands, and that would cost, let's say, £1 million, I will make that back in the first year from that brand. Wow. So I also know if I spent £1 million on marketing, how much I would get back in terms of bookings. So it's really important, because quite often people talk in, certainly in startups, and people are looking for investment. And actually, most of the time I talk them out of it, actually, and say, you don't need investment. You just need to sell something, actually. You just need to get going. And you think you need investment, but really it's an excuse for not getting going. So just get going and don't worry about the investment. And the longer you can hold off getting the investment, in my opinion, the better. Not forever, obviously. And some businesses do need money quickly and up front. But it's the proof of the concept. And when somebody offers you £1 million, you've proved your concept. You know what you're going to do with it. If you're like, well, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try the other, I'm going to hire these people, I'm going to do that. That £1 million could just be washed away in a month, right? But if you know your business, you know exactly what you're going to do with that. And the clarity of that answer is a really good way of attracting investment, because it means you know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah. I like that a lot. And I think that's good insight for us as well as the audience watching. It's just making sure you've nailed on that business model so you know exactly what you're doing. And I think one thing that probably gets overlooked quite a lot when it comes to business, because people perceive it as being quite glorified in a way. You see the cars, the suits, the revenue, the profits.
Yeah.
But what would you say is something that's probably unsexier to the business world that really does help kind of drive growth when you're looking to scale a business?
I mean, to be honest, most of it's unsexy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was trying to think of which bit's the sexy bit, actually, is what
Well,
I was actually trying to think of. Yeah.
It's more from, I guess, a social media point of view.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of youngsters out there
Yeah.
who will be looking on Instagrams, TikToks,
Yeah.
seeing all the cars, seeing the luxury lifestyle, but they don't really understand perhaps the effort that goes behind it.
Yeah. So, look, the reality is being an entrepreneur it's a slog. And it's really lonely. And I don't think a lot of people talk enough about how hard it is, actually. You've got to be a particular type of person to be a successful entrepreneur. Of course, there are outliers and luck, et cetera, but half of it's luck anyway. But and the reason I say it's lonely is because ultimately it's going to come down to you.
Yeah.
You could hire as many great people as you like, but they ain't losing sleep in the way that you are. You need to have a level of self-drive that will get you out of a hole. So I always talk about it as if you've got like a sort of backpack with a little propeller on your back, because you're going to fall into loads of holes.
Yeah.
And, you know, the idea of, you know, people who are listening to this or people who surround themselves with great people is that you fall into fewer holes than you would, because actually the holes are pretty much the same for most businesses regardless. But let's assume you're still going to fall into some holes because everybody does. Who's going to get you out that hole?
Yeah.
It's you. And you've got to dig deep, and it's tough, and you've got to be resilient. It's not easy, and that little propeller has got to go off, and you've got to get back up, and you've got to stand up, and you've got to be optimistic again, and you've got to be driven, and you've got to find that grit inside you to keep propelling forward. And the people, I think, often who are the most successful have the most resilience. They have tenacity like you've never seen. They just keep going. They pick themselves up. They dust themselves off, and they just get on with it. And very, very, very little can break them. And that's the bit that it's so hard to explain unless you've experienced it, but it is so hard, and you need grit and you need to be tough. And, you know, sometimes the last man standing or the last person standing is actually just the most resilient, not necessarily the person who's got the best business model, actually. That's quite often.
True. Yeah. And I feel like that resilience probably grows from something that you love doing. So if you're not in it, or your heart's not in it in the right place, you probably don't have that resilience to keep grinding it out.
100%. There is no way you can keep that propeller going and that drive going unless you actually really enjoy what you do.
Definitely.
You know, you've got to find your motivation has to come from somewhere pretty deep, I think. And, you know, there's a lot of people I meet that have decided to become entrepreneurs, and I just think it's not for you, love. It really isn't. You know, you need to partner up with somebody or work closely with somebody, but you need to be part of a team. Yeah. You're going to find this difficult to keep picking yourself up because you're too fragile. And that's okay, by the way. Not everybody can be made of steel, right? And we're not. But that resilience is so critical to the success, especially during tough times, of which there will be many. Yeah. You know, guaranteed, unless you have unless you have a big overnight success, because nothing is an overnight success. Everything is being worked on really, really, really hard. Yeah. And I think when you are the CEO and the founder, you kind of get the distillation of all of the really tough stuff, because the reality is it comes to you because, let's say you've got a team, because your team haven't been able to sort it. So you only get the really big problems. Yeah. You know, so it's like, that's why people say, you know, it's like chewing on glass. And it is at times, because you actually get all the distillation of all of the really difficult things, because you as the CEO is the only person or the founder that can solve that very difficult problem. So you don't get all the nice fluffy stuff because everybody else can deal with that. That's really easy. That's the nice bit. You just get the hard bit. And so that's again why the resilience is so key. So that's definitely the unsexy bit, you know.
No, it's brilliant that you say that. I mean, when I look back a couple of years ago thinking about starting this journey, loved the rest of the lads group chat to bits, but there was only one lad that I thought has resilience enough to be in this journey with me, and it's him, without a doubt. And Tom came into the process later in that, and we knew instantly from early conversations that Tom had like a level of grit that was going to get through maybe not being the business success story overnight and being in it for the long run. I love the boys to bits, I will say that. But it's interesting because you've picked your husband throughout this whole journey that you've been in. And at some stage you were working together and that turned into a relationship. And we've had people say to us, oh, it's not good to do business with your mates or business with your family or business with your partner or so on and so forth. But you've done that quite interestingly and you've seen that resilience in him. I'm quite interested to hear where that took like shape and how you thought that this was going to work as kind of like a partnership going ahead into other businesses that you've got.
Yeah, I think, you know, everybody comes up with all these rules, right? Like, don't work with your partner, or, you know, make sure you don't phone until the third date, or don't move in together until 9 months and 13 days or whatever. I'm like, what? Who made this stuff up? It's so individual, is the honest answer. It's so individual, and only you know what is right for you. It really works for us. There is now nobody I could do what I do with other than Michael. There really isn't, actually. He is brilliant.
No, it's brilliant.
Sometimes it's an absolute bloody nightmare to live with him as well.
Turn off and on that,
but he is,
work life.
But he's brilliant. He's really clever, and he's very, very good at the stuff that, even though we understand each other's world, he's very, very good at the stuff that I'm not so good at. And vice versa, which is brilliant, really, really great. But fundamentally, we have the same values, and I think that's where, when you do partner up with somebody, you have to have the same values in your core, because if you don't, that will get challenged, I think, along the way. The rest of it, like, you know, and you've just got to make it work. I think, you know, it is of course a risk to go into business together and to go into a marriage together and have 4 kids together. But like, in any of those 4 things are a risk individually anyway. So I'm like, I'm not quite convinced it's a bigger, you know, is it that much of a bigger risk?
True.
You know, so I would say on balance, without a doubt, we're better off for it than not.
That's really nice to hear, and it sort of gives a lot of people confidence in exploring those relationships they've got as close friends and family to them. Because also they've got the same passions a lot of the time, and if they share those passions and they share that vision, and we've spoken a lot about conflict resolution, something that you will meet loads of obstacles in your business and stuff, and for that to not sort of taint your relationship with one another, because if it was somebody I didn't know and we were meeting certain obstacles, I might not be able to offer that level of trust or that level of sort of understanding of somebody else's life, whereas we've got that nailed down before we even thought about starting a business.
And it doesn't always work, right? Like, you know, it's worked for you two here, but there's a gazillion stories where it hasn't worked. And, you know, I think you've got to be you just got to be constantly honest, constantly open, and honest in a way that even if it's brutal, you at least get that stuff off your chest, because I think if you don't, it can really eat away at you in a relationship, whether that's a friendship or a husband and wife or, you know, father and child or whatever it might be. You've got to have the ability to have honesty within the relationship and be able to take that feedback. You know, there have been many times over the years when we've had to say, no, I just have to talk to you for a second. This is work. That's not okay. You know, I didn't like that in that work environment. And then you've got to be grown up enough to be able to then know, well, actually, now we'll go to the pub and have a beer and, you know, exactly.
No, I like that. Another thing that has spoken volumes throughout your career, and I've heard from a lot of the content that you put out, is also making yourself redundant at some stage in your business. And that's showing that it gives so much success to all the hard work that you've done, is being able to remove yourself from the equation, and the equation still work.
My definition of success, in fact.
But something that I'm quite interested in is a lot of people nowadays speak about having to need a personal brand and utilize that with your storytelling, your marketing, your advertising, many other things. With the current landscape of starting a business for a lot of people, how could you advise on starting a business, having that faceted approach of personal branding and storytelling, but also leaving enough room to not have it self-reliant when you want to eventually make yourself redundant? Can that work?
It's not produced at all like Dragon's Den is. So people walk through the door and we have not seen a thing.
Are there certain traits or other traits that you look for when you're looking to invest into that business?
What I love about business nowadays is how easy it is to start. That should be on every high street. That should be available everywhere.
And following up on that, best pitch you heard at Dragon's Den. You rub them all off. We're going to see if you've got 3 of the same number
What a brilliant thing to do.
Something, so every guest we've had on has won
Oh, really?
every time.
And finally, most importantly, do you love what you do?
Yes.
Amazing. That was absolutely insane. Thank you to Sarah Willingham. But quickly, before we get back into things today on today's topic, we want to give a quick word to our paid partnership, BetterHelp.
Yeah, especially with what Sarah said as well, like people need to have a close support network. And if you feel like you're lacking that, BetterHelp is the perfect place to start.
They certainly do. She shows how life and the professional life can sometimes overlap, and it can become quite stressful. You can have a lot on your plate, and it's nothing better than
she's got so much going on.
stuff on her plate.
I'm
And
sure
so-
she needs some time to herself.
Exactly. When she does, it's all about getting your mental health in check. So going on BetterHelp is an online therapy platform, easier than ever, where you can go on there and just fill out a quick questionnaire and get matched with a therapist really, really quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've both tried it ourselves and we can honestly say we love it. But don't just take it from us because they have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot too.
They really do. So if you want to check it out yourself, you can use the code SUITS and sliders or use the link in our bio for 10% off your very first month with BetterHelp.
Not only will you be supporting yourself, but you'll be supporting the pod.
Let's go. And that was a word from our paid partnership, BetterHelp. So today, Jamie, we've got obviously episode 50.
Boy, this is our tradition. We've got to go big, mate.
We've got to go big. We really do.
Got
We've got
£5
£5
scratchy.
scratchy. Now, I
1
will say-
million up for grabs,
We've got a
mate.
lot of money up for grabs. I will say, Sarah, you haven't seen everything yet because there's
Yes.
a full unfiltered Sarah Willingham coming out this weekend where she scratches her own
We give
scratchy.
a multi-millionaire a £1 scratch card, and the results
The results are bizarre, but I won't spoil that. There's also extra quick-fire questions and more about her personal life coming out this weekend.
Yeah,
You're going to have to hit the subscribe button if you want to be there for
sure.
it. So, in the meantime, shall we get onto our own scratchies?
Go on. Do you want to start?
I'll
Kick us
start
off.
us off. Couple of winning numbers I'm looking for, 11 or 28. I had 6, 31, 29, 8, 23, 19, 7, 34, 26, 37. Didn't get anything there, I'm afraid. Game 2, however, match 3 identical symbols or 3 doubles or 3 triples for the prize. And unfortunately, all the way from row 1 through to row 8, bugger all. Now, row 9
No way. The last one.
was for the prize of £1 million.
Oh, you haven't got that chance, mate.
I had a double.
Yeah, go on.
I had a double, and I had a palm tree. So
You had got another double, mate. 2 million, bro.
When I was scratching it, my heart dropped.
Oh my goodness. Right.
So nothing from him.
Well,
Come on, mate, bring us back. Come on, please.
let's bring us back, shall
You're
we?
the winner of the scratchies lately. I don't know what's with you, but
So, we'll start with the rows.
let's
Got Nish.
niche bugger.
Winning numbers 31 and 12.
I like those numbers.
A scratch on the right hand side, all the way down.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Bugger all.
Scratch on the left. And the first one I scratch is a Donny.
Is it?
£10.
£10?
Yes, man.
Love that.
We take them up the dubs
Unreal. We'll take that every day. of
all
the
day
week.
long.
That is
There we
class.
go. We broke even.
We broke even. We'll take that.
We'll take that
We're
all day.
all winners today. We're all winners today.
Exactly.
Now, we are talking about hospitality. Sarah
Yes.
Willingham is a tycoon of that
She
industry.
is a special person in that
Exactly.
industry, mate.
So we thought we'd get into a little bit about it. Now, hospitality in a general sense, I think the best way to describe it is a business that focuses on the customer relation.
Yeah, it's
about warmth.
it's a scary industry, mate,
it's
because
a
there's a
tough
lot that
industry.
could go wrong, and you're customer facing all the time.
Exactly. The sort of reception, the treatment, the entertainment is all as a part of the hospitality brand. So you're looking at anything from restaurants and bars all the way through to entertainment, like media, theatres, stuff like that.
And you've got to be on your game from day dot even.
Really,
as soon as they enter that
really
door,
do.
you've got to be on them straight away till they leave.
Exactly, man. And the economic side of it, just a couple of stats on it initially. It's it's a
mate.
major. Actually, no, I'll ask you. Major
can't
industry.
even.
How many? I'll ask you
go on.
billion. How many billion do you think
UK or
just in the UK it makes up for in our economy?
hospitality? Jesus.
How many
billion? I'm gonna go huge, mate. I'm gonna go like 400.
Okay, it's not quite in the hundreds yet. It's not
Really?
quite in the hundreds. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised.
You do have the word billion on the end of it. It's 93 billion pounds annually. The hospitality sector, which is pretty
That's still massive,
insane.
mate.
It's gone up about 20 billion since COVID.
Yeah,
which is
COVID
crazy.
I wonder what it was before.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because COVID make a massive sort of like spanner in the works. We'll get onto that in a bit. It's also
That's
the
very
UK's
true,
largest employer, obviously, within
Yeah,
the sort of
has
job
to be.
sectors.
Staffs.
Both everything from the hotels, the restaurants, the employees, everything.
Cleaners,
It's
all
such a
sorts, yeah.
crucial part of the job market. And the main market of it is the hospitality when it comes to restaurants, pubs and clubs. Makes up over half of the generated revenue from that industry sector
it's
alone.
crazy, mate.
It is insane. The traditional routes, as many people know, I mean, Brits are well known for their pubs. We are the
Mate.
pub culture of the world.
Bro,
There's
I tell
nothing
you
better.
what,
Go on.
there are some unreal pubs in London.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Any shout-outs?
we've been, mate. What do you mean? Oh yeah. Do you remember Flight Club? Unreal,
That
bro.
was really
And I'm
good.
thinking like how quirky that is to have like a
Yeah,
pub
yeah.
restaurant vibe, but then the darts. It's like it's class, mate.
But also the traditional pubs. I mean,
Oh,
we
you can't go
we
wrong,
were over
mate.
in Hartbury originally,
Yeah.
and going out and around Gloucester, the pubs in Gloucester were unreal. It was
Yeah,
such
proper
like
farmer
proper
pubs, kind
farmer
of,
pubs,
yeah.
mate. Like they were the
The
best,
locals.
absolutely the best. I mean, they've been putting under a tough outlook over the last
Yeah.
few years as well. Like a big thing in that market as well is because they employ so many people, and salary rates are having to keep increasing, but the economic sort of profit margins of these industries aren't increasing at the same rate. They're really
Well, you
so
think
many
about
pubs
the
are
costing
closing
of it
day
though
after
as
day
well.
at the moment.
Usually you got rent to come with it. You got utility bills, as you mentioned, all the staffing costs. Not like, let alone like the stock that you're holding. If you're an
tell me
actual
about
pub, you've got all the beers, you've got all the food that
100%.
you got to serve. Like,
What would you
it's
say your
crazy.
typical go-to drink at a pub is?
Guinness, mate, all day long?
Guinness?
Yeah,
Really?
can't go wrong. If I'm having one beer, I'm having a Guinness. That's my choice. You?
That's a good shout. I'm an Aspel at a pub.
Bit of a cider boy.
Love a strong cider.
You are
strong dry
from
cider.
that kind of area.
From the
mate.
West Country.
From the cider drinker.
Exactly. What's changed massively in the culture of sort of the traditional routes of pubs, though, has been the digitalisation of it over the last few years.
The
Now
more of
you've
the
got
entertainment
pre-bookings and everything.
aspect, isn't it?
Yeah, that as well. That's come along.
That's part of the
massively.
digital kind of world now, I feel.
Exactly. But unfortunately, it's lost a bit of its character, I think.
Yeah.
Now that you've got websites that do like booking.com for hotels, you don't really have that like foyer sort of
walk-in.
like talk and like walk
Yeah.
anymore. At pubs, a lot of things being digitized now as well. You don't really get as much of the sort of relationship. You get it with like your wait staff and things like that. And they work for their tips in this country, of course. But it doesn't really go much further than that anymore. I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, there's not that traditional pub culture where you kind of know the landlord of the pub and you have that real ingrown heritage.
Yeah.
In most areas, not I'm saying everywhere, but in a lot of areas, especially obviously the cities, they don't have the room or the time or the understanding.
That would have been like way back when.
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
would have been way too young to go there. It was kind of like when your dad drags you along,
Yeah,
gets
so
a pint,
true.
here's some pork scratchings, go like play with, I don't know, the snooker table
Yeah,
or something like that. It's fucking funny.
And then the biggest thing, obviously, that came out of the hospitality industry over the last 10 years was COVID. It absolutely shafted them. It
Killed a lot of
killed-
businesses.
I can't remember what the stat is. Tom can pop it up on the screen now for us, but I think it's somewhere between like 5 and 10 pubs close every day
Sad,
in the
man.
UK. It makes heartbreaking.
So sad. Like
So
there's,
heartbreaking.
There's like a pub near me, and it's like an old barn and everything like that. And it used to be insane. And then like I think it was around the COVID time, they had to unfortunately close down for a bit.
They did,
and they never picked up the same chef, the same like kind of manager of the bar and everything like that. And it just kind of started going down. But the location's beautiful, the building's beautiful. And then the other thing, my dad hates this, pet peeve. You know, Young Tap? They like took over a load of pubs basically,
okay.
and they've installed these QR codes where you scan it, you get your menu, you order your drink.
Yeah,
Dad hates it.
it
Mate.
does. It kills the
Hates
vibe. It really kills
Hates
the vibe.
it. Yeah, and it's not going to come on time usually.
Yeah.
Like some things get delayed, payments don't get processed properly.
True.
And then you just sitting there like, is anyone here to serve me?
That's
Like
the
I'm
thing.
outside waiting, not getting served once.
Yeah, so I think somebody needs to just create a business where they bring it back to old
proper
school.
old
vibes.
school,
and they can even call it the old school pub.
Yeah,
Man, I'd be well up for
steak
doing
and
something
ale
like that.
pie.
Keep it like 3 pints on tap. No more complicated than that. No fucking cocktails.
No
mocktails,
fancy
bollocks.
making
Couple
stuff.
of like whiskey shots if people want to get levered. And
Yeah, man.
like you got to
Why
have like
not?
a pub dog that just stays there all the time. Fireplace going. Oh mate, I miss that sort of.
Good old
vibe.
smelly dog in the corner. I
Proper
love it,
good,
mate.
Proper good. But
Well-
yeah, that's the sort of oversight on the hospitality
Yeah,
brands that I've kind of got.
Well, when we really look into it, obviously we mentioned like it's quite a scary industry. It's a ruthless industry to get into.
It is.
And I've kind of got into how hospitality compares to other businesses.
Okay.
So to start off, like I mentioned, you've got the paying critics that you've got to look after.
Yeah.
And you've got to make sure you're looking after them from the moment they enter to the moment they leave.
True.
Also, is one of the for small businesses actually where you have everything live, physical, emotional, like the consumer is consuming everything around the pub. If someone over there is arguing, you're going to go, oh, what's going on there? Like, has something gone wrong? Or your food's turned up and it's cold or whatever it may be. Everything that you do, the consumer is consuming.
Yeah.
And that is part of their experience.
Exactly.
Which is crazy when you think about it. What other
Intense.
industry is like that? There isn't anything, really.
No, it's that front facing stuff. It means you have to. People say if they work in hospitality, they kind of put on a facade.
Yeah, you
while
have
they're
to.
there. A funny story. It's not really directly hospitality, but my mum worked in the airlines for a few years, and as cabin crew, it's obviously the face of the brand in many ways. You're serving customers. I think you're also like required to do all the safety stuff. But when she used to have really long flights overnight, she'd like be pushing the trolley down the middle of the aisle, and if passengers started to get on her nerves, she'd start to say, "For tea, for coffee, for tea, for coffee," and as she gets further down the aircraft, she'd just be going, "For tea, for coffee, for tea." But she had this like way to get through her day by making little like humorous mannerisms around
I
what she
think
did.
you've got to, especially
You have
on
to.
long
You have
shifts.
some tough
like,
days. You
need
get the
to,
Karens
man.
as well in the hospitality brands.
It's horrible.
In the hordes.
I
They're there
know.
to just completely destabilize, like depress, leave bad reviews, just sick.
Just to get like a little discount
Just to
or a
get
bit
a
off the
discount.
tab or whatever
It's
it may
rough.
be.
So you got
It's
they're at the brutal that
yeah,
as well.
yeah. But when it comes to like people understanding hospitality, you need to understand that the upfront cost is the biggest like hitter.
Yeah.
You've got to pay for the fit outs alone of the restaurant or whatever you're at. Even if you're buying the actual building itself, that's going to cost an extortionate amount.
true.
And then you've got the hundreds and thousands in terms of rent, licenses, deposits, and instantly before you open on the night, you're in the red.
Yeah.
And you're
Far
hoping
in the
people
red.
come into your door. It's crazy. Secondly, you've got the staffing. This is like a constant pressure. You've got the rotas that you need to fulfill. If one person's off, how can you quickly get someone in to swap with them? You've also got this like the sick cool people. How do you look after them? How do you provide benefits and like kind of hospitality to them as well, which is nuts. You're also managing people all the time. If you've got a bad staff who gets multiple complaints, you've got to unfortunately kick him out the door, which is also tough within itself. Lastly, the hours, the margins, like they are savage. Hospitality doesn't just switch off at 5 p.m. and you walk out the door. The nights, the weekends, the holidays, that is when you're busiest.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to find people to fill those gaps.
Yeah, even like people, I remember there's a few friends of ours that work in hospitality, and they say like closing time might be 10, it might be 11, might be midnight. At 2, 3 in the morning, sometimes they're there just finishing closing up because some drunk was staying there for like a couple extra hours, having drinks.
Brutal,
Or
isn't it?
a family of 10 walked in at like 11:30 asking for food, and the kitchen will go nuts because they're like, we don't want to serve anymore.
We did that.
Things like that. It's so interesting.
Yeah, honestly, but we, like me and some guys, we walked into a pub and we realised like we were the ones
Last
who just
ones.
walked in as they were wrapping up. Like, don't worry, we'll leave.
Yeah.
Because like I feel
Yeah,
bad
you
for
do
them.
feel bad,
Like
yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
hang around for like an extra hour or two.
true.
We're like, we'll go somewhere else. Don't worry. And like finally as well, you've got your public mistakes that you can have. So if your website crashes, suddenly that's half your business customers like not coming in anymore. So you've got to think about that. You've got to think about your stock being low. And if you have a bad month or a bad season, that could end you.
Big time.
Like,
Like
it
if
is
you get a scathing like health reviews and things as well, one bad one of them,
You're so right.
done.
Yeah.
Do you remember like all the Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmares and stuff? I used to watch them avidly
so
when I
good,
was a
mate.
kid. And like you'd see some of these hospitality brands, and these people, they put sometimes their entire life savings into these restaurants.
So true.
They've got like their mum working in front of the
It's like
house,
a
and their dad
family
working in
business,
the
yeah,
kitchen, and
yeah.
their daughter and their daughter's friends all being the wait staff or whatever.
crazy.
And it's just insane to see how it is very homegrown, because it has to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't have the money to pay their
Yeah.
staff, and then one bad health review, and they're just dead.
Yeah,
They're almost dead.
Trustpilot reviews down low, then no one's going to you.
Insanity.
But on the flip side, like if you do get it right, and as we kind of saw with Sarah, you can scale it
You really
tenfold. And once you start scaling it across a particular country, region, whatever it may be, then you're making big, big money.
So, do you know what? I'll give a little shout out to a business that I saw like earlier this year.
Go on.
Little date day, right? I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to find a nice restaurant and
Okay.
go out for a meal. I found this place called the Burnt Orange. This is no sponsor from them. I'm just shouting them out because it was so good. This place called the Burnt Orange. And when you sign in online, they obviously have got the digital side of bookings and everything like that. But they also get you to send in a picture of yourself, which I thought was really, I've never had many places
Yeah.
ask for that. So I sent like just a standard picture of myself with my name and stuff. I turned up on the day, front of house was there. Oh, Oliver, great to see you. I was like, that's why. Like, it all started to make sense to me.
Yeah.
That's why. And then she walks me through. She shows me the kitchen as we walk to the table. She's like, this is where all the food's prepared. It had like 1 Michelin star or whatever. It was a really great place down in
Yeah.
Bournemouth, but called the Burnt Orange. You should go and check it out. And then they set us down at the table, and it was such amazing service from start all the way through to the end.
finish.
And my point is something as small as just
Yeah, it's
asking for a
unique.
picture.
That's unique.
Just
Yeah.
makes you as a customer feel
100%.
incredible from the
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
So little tips like that as well. When it comes to hospitality brand, those small little like idiosyncrasies
Yeah.
Of effort you can put in
There's-
can make all the difference.
Yeah, and there's like definitely, if you're starting off now, you need to have a niche, especially when
Yeah.
it comes to hospitality.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a new cocktail concept, whether there's like an entertainment aspect to
Yeah.
it, you need to have something that differentiates yourself to the market out there,
Entirely.
because it is very saturated.
It really does. We do have a question of the week.
Go on.
If you want to get onto that. So
Yeah.
obviously we've had a stellar feature today, and we're getting into more about what we've learned from that feature over on the Patreon. If you want to go check it out, the cost is
£4 a month.
13p a day. And do you know what? Should we stick a little promo today because of the feature?
Yeah,
Should we stick
why
a little,
not?
We'll say if you use the code Sarah at checkout, you get yourself 50% off
I like
your first
it.
month on
I
Patreon.
like
I'm
it.
just saying it. We're just doing random things here. Crazy.
Sarah
wild,
with a
bizarre.
H, yeah.
Sarah with a H. The code will pop up on the screen. Anyway, we've obviously had her feature today, and it's something that taught us a lot and really not only astounded us when we got
So
to be in her
unique.
presence.
I've never actually like interviewed someone within the hospitality space,
Yeah.
especially of that essence.
And also just the content background of Dragon's Den was such an amazing insight to have. So the question today is, who do we want next on Inside the Mind?
I would like people to comment down below for us to
That's
take
so
in,
true. If
because-
you want to see anyone specific, let us know.
yeah, definitely, and we blow them up as well, tag them and
for
stuff
sure,
like that.
for sure.
But I've got personal two.
Okay, you got
That
two.
I've got.
Okay.
So number one
Mm-hmm.
being guy called Grayson Hart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy, because he was also coming from a rugby background.
Yeah.
So he played rugby for the All Blacks, and then he ended up playing for multiple different teams and ended up at Bedford Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to because I was doing sport kind of stuff for uni,
Yeah.
I happened to take on like a little role of an assistant strength and conditioning coach.
see,
And
I
I
see.
happened to bump into him, meet him.
Yeah,
I thought he was a cool dude. Like, yeah, he's cool. Plays my position, all of that stuff.
cool.
And I didn't think much about it. And then I left, COVID happened, everything like that. And he ended up being the founder of Pure Sport, which is nuts. And
they're
for people
huge.
that don't know, Pure Sport is the UK's leading wellness brand and creating the world's most trusted and certified natural wellness products
Yeah, they are
to
massive.
optimize the
I
mind
remember
and
when
the
I did
body.
the London Marathon. Their branding was everywhere there
Insane.
as well.
He
Wow.
founded it, grew it to a place where they were doing the run clubs, they were doing everything, CBD oils, like they were popping off. And then he left. And he went and he kind of wanted to, he sold it obviously, and he kind of wanted to go down a different path. He wasn't too sure. He was kind of traveling, finding himself a bit. And then he realized he wanted to start his own workshop, which he called the Heart Workshop. And he's now taking on competitors within the shoe industry.
Wow.
And he's trying to create shoes
Yeah.
that allow the human to utilize their feet the way they should be utilized.
Interesting.
It is crazy, by the way. And he
We're not
started
using
it
them
off.
right.
Sliders
He
are
needs
perfect.
to get some sliders, mate.
These are perfect. But I'm on about like your little designer shoes, everything
Oh,
like that.
gotcha,
Like
gotcha,
they're
gotcha.
all designed for look, and they're not actually designed for optimizing your feet.
Yeah.
So I would love to have him on, mate, because I think it'll be insane to tap into the wellness side of things,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
health and fitness, but also a shoe market.
Hey,
Imagine finding out
angles.
that industry.
Angles, so
Then
true.
my other one.
Do you want me to go for? I've got two as well. So shall I go
Go
for one
on,
first?
go on.
Right, my first one, which we have a personal link to as well.
Yes.
Is Ellie Kildunn.
Yes.
Look, like honestly,
mate,
she
she just got on the Jonathan Ross show.
Yeah, she
recently.
Is, oh man, like she's earned
She
every
came
bit
second
of
in
like.
the sport personality of
That's
the
what I
year.
was about to say. She's earned every like
Jesus.
accreditation that she's achieved since
deserves
Harbury.
it,
She was,
sure, man.
she used to honestly, she'd be playing for like England on the weekend against France and Ireland, and then she'd be in college on Monday,
Yeah.
sat next to me in PE and stuff, and I'd be like,
Mate,
"This
do
is
you remember
just
that in
bizarre."
PE? Oh my
so
God,
bizarre. I'd be like,
man.
"How was the match?" She was like, "Yeah, good." I'm just like, "This is so crazy."
She like scores a worldie.
Scores
She's
the
like
world, and she
nuts, bro.
has very much, in my opinion, become the face of women's rugby.
100%,
Not just England
man.
rugby,
Yeah.
like women's rugby.
Yeah.
She is an absolute like
Icon.
giant. Of
She's
the
an
game. She's an
icon
icon.
in
She
that,
is,
yeah.
and she's iconic
She'll-
not only in that, but with her
already-
fashion and everything else that she's got
Already.
going on. She's now got her podcast as well.
Yeah, she does.
She's got the
she
Rugby
does.
Rodeo podcast.
But like,
so
think
shout out
about
to
it.
them.
What, she's 25, 26 now.
Yeah.
By the time she hangs up her boots, she's going to be like one of the pioneers of women rugby.
100%. 100%.
Crazy.
It's just
Already
bizarre.
though,
So
which
I
is
wanna-
nuts.
Yeah,
mate.
I really want to understand her how she like deals with all of that. Probably pressure as well
So
as
much.
like handling all the different things that she's got going on.
Also, she's gone from like not zero, but
Yeah.
she's gone from like being quite famous in the rugby world to now like the limelight. She's on
Yeah,
Jonathan
yeah.
Ross.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
getting invited
exactly.
to like MBE shows, things like that, like
Exactly.
sport award personalities. How do you go from that straight into the deep end, getting like clicked and everything like that? I'm sure it's like almost like a whirlwind right now for
Yeah.
her because she's right in the midst of it now.
And it'd be interesting to see what sort of training that she's had over the last years in terms of media
PR,
training,
yeah.
PR, and understanding like was it
She'll
like
definitely
interesting
need-
to go through
yeah,
that
yeah,
and
yeah.
to understand. Yeah, I think there's so many different questions
Especially
I have
going
for
on
her, angles we
Jonathan
have for
Ross,
her.
like
Yeah.
she'll definitely have some sort of training.
And she could also shout at the good old Harbury days, mate.
Yeah,
so Ellie
man.
Kildunn.
Yeah, come on,
Kildunn,
Susan Sliders. We
come
know
on
you're
the pod.
big time now, but help the boys out.
Help the boys out. Who else you got?
Yeah, so my next one is a guy that I also know, and you will eventually know, I hope,
Fingers
is a
crossed.
guy called Jacob, and he's also goes under the name of Waypoint.
Yeah,
And I think
I know this
To
is
get someone in the music industry,
so mate.
bro, we've gone health.
Health.
and shoes,
Yeah.
sports,
We've done tech as well.
music.
Music's
No,
the
I'm
next
saying the
thing.
ones that we're talking about
Oh,
right
just-
now.
oh, yeah.
Imagine securing those industries. So this guy Waypoint co-created one of the most famous songs in 2025.
Yeah.
It was called I Run. 98 million plays.
98
And
mil.
that's the second drop. Because you remember the controversy around it. They dropped the
Oh,
original,
yeah,
which
about
was
the AI
AI.
thing.
It had an
Yeah.
AI voiceover, and it got like banned on Spotify. I'd love to tap into that side of
Yeah,
things.
so true. I understand.
See how he
Yeah.
thinks AI is going to take over potentially music industry, but also to drop that, to get it blowing
Blown
up,
up again.
and then get banned, and then blow up again, and almost get
Yeah.
100 million plays on
That's
Spotify.
insanity.
Bro, what are we on about
Oh, I
right
dunno,
now?
man.
He's got like like the A-list celebs
Yeah.
just putting his song in the background of like an Insta reel doing a dance
Yeah.
or something. Like nuts,
Everybody,
man.
and it's
I would love to
do you know
see
what's
how
also
he's
quite
taken
interesting?
that.
Like for me as well.
Yeah.
When you think about the music industry, you're thinking about Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran. You think about the names at the face of the brands, but the producing side of it is sometimes it's the magic.
Yeah.
It genuinely is the
who's-
magic of songs.
Who's that guy like Benny Blanco, whatever? Isn't he
Yes.
like a
Yeah,
major
yeah, yeah,
producer
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of these?
And like now we know him, but
artists.
he's I could name many more producers than him.
I know
it'd
Ed
be good to know
Sheeran does
how
some, but yeah.
he not only deals with like having these sort of networks,
Yeah.
but like also being behind the limelight a certain
Yeah,
way and how that
but, like,
works.
He kind of isn't as well. 'cause
Exactly.
not a lot of people
It's the-
know about him.
But if you know, you know.
Imagine, like he
yeah.
got like Jason Derulo reached out to him and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, which is nuts. Just being like
That's
class
fucking
tune, mate.
mad.
So imagine the contacts that he will be making and people who want to hop on his
Crazy
tracks
phone
and things
book.
like that.
Yeah.
I love to tap into someone like that. I think that'd be a class collab as
I
well.
think so too. Right.
Music, sport, and then we got like the shoe brands. What else you got for me?
Right, my last one is also.
You gave me
we
too
don't know-
excited, bro.
we don't- This is now we're throwing the fucking fishing rod out for this one.
Okay. This is big
But
time, yeah.
We have
Oh,
an opportunity here,
Go on,
genuinely.
go on.
Cal Freezy, mate. The guy is
He's goated,
he's
man.
the
I
goat
love
right
him,
now
bro.
of
I love him.
of our sort of icons. He is the
Yeah,
goat.
yeah.
But this man, not only I want to know a bit more about how
Pioneer,
his journey started. Did you know a pod came out the other day with him and Chip, obviously the fellas pod, and this whole story came out about how Cal back in the day he was making YouTube videos and things, and then his computer started to like run slow. And he was like, oh, not getting it to work very quickly. And he ended up putting his computer down. He was going to buy a new laptop, but then didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And he stopped it and he dropped off the face of the earth in terms of YouTube for like 6 months. And then unfortunately, bless him, his grandma passed away.
Yeah.
And he left him down some money.
And Chip
fucking roast about it.
Thank God your nan died, bro.
Fucking crazy.
Oh no, passed. That was it.
Yeah. And then his mum, but Calvary's mum was there like, why don't you use that money to buy a new laptop?
It apparently it wasn't like that. It was more like you're going to do it.
At first, he was like, nah, I'm going to spend it on other things and stuff. She was like, no, you really enjoy doing that. You are spending the money on this.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't had that push, not only Cal Freezy's YouTube wouldn't be there, but you're talking no Fella Studios.
Yeah.
You're talking no Big Wedge Golf.
Yeah.
You're talking no investments in like the burger company he's now part of, like the restaurant he's now part of.
And their clothing line.
And their clothing line, 365
thing.
Like,
yeah.
There's so many things that almost lose existence without him having that little push, and I want to know about
Imagine all
that.
the other little pods around it
This
that they
is the
signed
thing.
and stuff.
He's also been an absolute sort of spearhead and arrowhead in terms
one of the first in the
creating
UK
a podcast studios
to get on that scene.
Exactly, and I genuinely think, I put my hand down to saying like he has got the most influential studios that operate in the UK right now in terms of podcasting.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other studios doing it and having the overrights of so many well-established, high-performing, talentful podcasts.
Different podcasts as well.
Very different.
Yeah.
And he's got the game on lock. He knows how to advertise. He knows how to sort of develop pods and bring out the best of his sort of clientele.
Well, mate, I tell you what, if we look back on this year and we've secured those
Any of
four,
them, but one of them,
imagine all four, bro.
It would be insane.
I might lose my
It would be
mind,
insane.
lose my marbles.
And also, like, I also want to know how he managed to operate as a founder, CEO of his company, but also be buddy with everyone and be like a relatable guy and be this sort of
because he
like
seems
personable bloke with everybody.
Yeah, because he's
him.
Yeah, I mean, I was also listening to like Simon Minter, Mini Minter, and he was saying like obviously back in 2016, like he misses it because they literally were with the boys. They'd put a camera up and they would forget about it and they would just like act as lads, like they're with each other.
Yeah.
But now they go on to shoot and it's all produced. They've got everything. They just sit down and he said he feels like we now act for the camera. And it's not the same as what it used to be. True. He obviously loves where he's at now, but he was saying back then YouTube used to be so different. Yeah. So like I feel like the buddy side of it came when they used to all just hang about and do random stuff. They also live in one flat building together. True. So they just have to film with each other. Because I think Cal Freezy, Harry all lived with Toby at one point.
They did. And so they lived with Theo Baker for a bit as well.
Oh, well, no, they lived with Toby originally at the very, very beginning. Because Toby just sold his flat. And he was like, look at the memes. He went back and he was like, we had Harry, we had Cal back in the day. And they were going through their old videos. So that's how they link together. But I don't know about their previous history before that.
That's mental. It really is
crazy,
mad,
bro. Like with everything in business and life, like there's a little bit of luck with it as well. But like you got to make the most of it, man. You got to enjoy it.
You do. Anyway, should we get on to our segment?
Let's do it.
Now, we're going out and about for this. We thought we might as well really milk the cow of this Sarah Willingham feature. So we are going to do a little segment rating and reviewing her actual businesses.
I'm excited,
but we're going to send to it now because we're not going to be in the studio for it. Right? Let's go.
Let's go.
So, these are 3 of Sarah Willingham's actual company's products, whether she's either invested in the company, she's a chairman, she owns it, different eclectic. We've got some eclectic mix here. We've got a bit of food, we've got a bit of drink, and we've got a secret surprise.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, bro.
We'll leave the secret surprise for last. Ooh. I think we start off with the scran. Well, I say the scran. We've got
chili oil.
Let's have a little look at this. Right, this is tonkotsu, right? extra hot Japanese chili oil.
Looks nice,
So
mate.
this is one of our recent ones. I got some information on this earlier on.
Go on, pass it here quick. I'll open it.
So Tonkotsu, she made an investment. This was back in, I think, 2019, and became chair of Tonkotsu. I don't know if she's still there now, but she made several investments. She's included like a Secret Spa, Bubble, Credit Kudos, and Feast It, which is all part of this sort of branch. Like you've got Tonkotsu and Credit Kudos.
Oh, it
they both
smells
work together.
good, mate. It says
it's
here,
good.
all natural, no nasties, vegan friendly.
Nice.
Might need to give it a little
Shake.
I'm going to do that now. And then you can open it.
Fair enough. But quite impressive. It's sort of similar to, I think, what she did when she was working with Pizza Express. And
this smells unreal, like on a pizza or something. That'd be class. Open up, smell it.
Yeah. And the bicycle club, the Bombay Bicycle Club, where she kind of took a branch and almost franchised it in a way.
Smells good, right?
Wow, that smells good.
Should we pop
That gives
it
me
here?
like
Pop it here and we'll
Wagamama
dip
smell.
A little bit, yeah.
And so, yeah, so they're basically a ramen branch.
Yeah.
Do all sorts of different ramen deliveries. We've got a bit of context on it here. This is a little Amazon buy as well. So they sell these on Amazon.
Okay.
This was actually,
how much you go for?
do you want to guess?
I don't know, mate. It's out of my scope, but I reckon £4 a jar.
You're not far off. £5.90.
£5.90. Not bad.
So pretty good buy. About Tonkotsu, so yes, they started off a Japanese ramen chain. They opened back in 2012 in Soho. They started off just sort of simple one restaurant and serving customers, and then it just sort of blew
grow,
up.
yeah.
They've got loads of different places all around the country now, and yeah, it's a pretty impressive place. The website's amazing. They've got these 3 different flavors. So they've got Japanese chili ketchup, the Japanese chili oil, and the extra hot. So this is the extra hot version that we've got.
Well, let's try it,
You get a
mate.
bit of hiccuping coming through.
We've got
Here we
bread.
Got a bit of bread.
Because we're poor as fuck. But we're going to
the
try
birds.
it. Yeah, man.
Right, do you want to go first, bro?
Yeah, why not? We're going to have a little good dip.
Here we go.
Bonk.
Oh, that's a healthy dip.
Oh.
Don't drop the bread in there now. There you go.
Here we go.
Nice.
Smells good.
All right. Get in there as well.
That's really nice, mate. I like that a lot.
Wow.
That's really good. Drizzling
I
that
get
over
that
like
kick
some
with it as
food
well.
or something like that would be unreal.
Jeez, that's
Especially
nice.
over a pizza. That's really good. I really like
That's a
that.
shout. Pizza with that would be amazing.
That's good. I need some water though. Whoa.
It's definitely got that like really like sort of flavorful, saucy taste. Like I can picture that with solid bowl of noodles.
Yeah,
a bit of pad thai
yeah.
with that drizzled over.
Yeah, it's mate. There's a whole load of flavors going in my mouth. Like initial
it's
taste
really
was like,
there, isn't
oh,
it?
pizzeria. Now I'm getting like noodles kind of vibe. Oh, mate, that is good.
Well
I
done.
enjoyed
That is
that.
delightful.
Look at that.
I'm gonna have another little bite myself actually.
Oh, that is lovely. I'm interested in their like
I wonder who their competitors
chili.
are
What was
as
it?
well.
Chili jam or ketchup? You said.
So one of their other ones is like a ketchup, like a chili ketchup, like a Japanese ketchup or whatever. Then they've got the basic one of this, and then they've got this one which is the extra hot. But you get in. What would you say out of 10? Out of 10 for it.
Tough, really. Never really had like
Unique to its market.
yeah, but like chili oil. I probably only had like a Pizza Express one or something like that, where you drizzle it on at the restaurant.
Yeah.
I really like that though. So I'd give it like a very good 8 potentially. Haven't
I
tried
was
the
gonna say
market.
8.5.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I don't know where it sits exactly,
True,
but like
true.
it's good. I like it.
It's
Put it
great
that
stuff.
way.
We might have to go to one of the tonkotsu restaurants one day and actually do a full platter.
Wow,
That'd
that
be
I can see
unreal.
that working so well. For, like,
I'm so
noodles
game
on.
for that. Right, well, that was the first of the 3 products. What
I
we got
enjoyed
next,
that a
Joe?
lot. That
It
was
good, wasn't
really
it?
good. I'm really intrigued about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Lovely. All natural, no nasties, vegan friendly.
Yeah.
They're ticking all the boxes.
Yeah, man. Right. So we have got Craft Gin Club next.
Oh, now this is one of her sort of staples, isn't it, at the moment?
It is. Oh, sorry, a little bit spicy there.
I got it as well.
Jeez. Okay,
Why
so
don't we start with the spice?
yeah, I know. Sarah Willingham, invested into Craft Gin Club in 2016
Oh, wow.
during the appearance on Dragon's Den.
So sorry, that was another one with tonkotsu. I think there was
Dragon's
that,
Den, was it? Yeah.
I think so.
She invested 75,000 in exchange for 12.5% equity stake, which is really interesting. Apparently, the deal was agreed. So, Series 14, if you want to go watch it for yourself. and it was a pitch by the founders John Hume and John Burke.
Okay.
So alongside the investment, she also took on an advisory role to support the business growth and strategy post-deal. Really, really interesting. So now, if we have a little breakdown in terms of Craft Gin Box and what they do, they have sold over 3 million Gin of the Month boxes since the launch.
Wow.
Crazy. That's more, and apparently they have more than 450,000 subscribers to date. Nuts.
So impressive.
I've actually not heard of them until like we've recently been speaking to Sarah and doing a bit of research.
Yeah. I think we're more whiskey drinkers anyway, but the second, in all fairness, the second you look for gin, it's right there.
Really?
Top of Google searches, top
Straight
pages,
away.
straight away. And like they do
that's the
all
thing,
the sort of gift boxes.
I don't shop alcohol online though. I'd go into stores. So maybe that's where I'm going wrong.
And to be fair, I think it's more affordable if you're doing it online as well. Like the boxes they've got available, especially when it comes to sort of Valentine's Day, which is around now, when they have Christmas gifts and birthday
Mother's
gifts.
Day, all
Mother's
sorts.
Day. I think they've got so many options throughout the year
Huge.
to be able to really sell this item.
Apparently they got a 4.9 rating across all platforms, 6,000 reviews, online shop. They've had 270,000 plus orders shipped.
Jeez.
In terms of growth, they're looking at 117 million cumulative revenue achieved. That was January 2023. There's no later figures than that. So you can imagine what they're on top of that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's mental.
It just seems mental. Like their trajectory's been massive to date.
And I can notice from this, they've got some really interesting flavours as well. This is like a margarita ready-to-drink cocktail, but they've got so many different options. All sorts of different cocktails. They've got non-alcoholic and alcoholic on the website, and then they've got all the sort of standard
That looks
classes.
really cool, man.
It's a
I'm
beautiful
intrigued.
bottle. I love the fact that it's old classic with the cork. I'm really impressed here. Served chilled from the fridge or shake with ice and strain. Oh, we're not going to get that fancy. We're just going to shot it.
Yeah,
see
man.
how it goes.
But actually, one thing that's really interesting here is the company raised 805k from 702 investors in a Seeders equity round in 2023.
How many investors?
702.
702 investors.
And in 2023, this was against their 37.7 million pre-money valuation.
That is insane.
So they've obviously utilized that recently and had it booming since.
Imagine how many sort of interviews, investment pitches you have to go through to get 700 approved investors.
That's interesting though, because they've obviously got people who are in at K, some at 10k. Like they've probably got a whole load of people, but they're always backing them.
If they
which
want
is a
more
really good
investors,
thing.
I can give you £1.50.
Yeah.
We won a scratch card recently. Anyway,
Genuinely,
should we have it?
Why not? Yeah, let's go, man.
All right, let's get the. Oh, you got
What's it
that
smell like?
there. Oh wow!
No, smell the actual thing, man.
Hey, you smell the cork, bro. That smells phenomenal.
That smells very good.
I think I
So
saw
what's this-
something on the side. It said you can read it. I think
Makes
it says-
5 drinks.
If you read this side, I think it's got like a flavour sort of profile to it.
Yeah, it just says serve chill from the fridge or shake with ice into a cocktail glass. So it serves 5 margaritas.
I see. It's going to serve 500 of us if we just do shots with it.
That's I like a margarita
Sweet
as well.
orange, zesty lime, classic.
Do you like a margarita?
I do.
I love a
I
little
do love a
marg.
margarita. All right. There you go, bro.
Cheers, bro. Look at that. Smells phenomenal.
I apologize if Sarah's watching this and she's
Yeah.
like, this needs to be served in a glass with ice. And
Yeah,
everything.
we're sorry.
Sorry.
Send us a glass and ice. I really like the design of the bottle and everything like that. The way it was packaged, all of that stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Anyway, cheers.
That's lovely.
That's incredible.
I could drink too much of that. That's an issue.
Wow, that's nice. That's gorgeous.
That on a summer's
I'm blown
day,
away.
bit of ice, fantastic, mate.
Feet in the little swimming pool outside Hartbury
Little
vibes.
ducky,
That
sorted.
oh, with the barbecue, that would go off.
That is good. That is
That's
very good.
so nice. Wow, that's 2 down. Out of 10.
2 very successful companies there so far.
That's incredible.
Really,
as well, how that's
really-
a pre-made one, and it tastes that good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's in a gin bottle as well, which is fantastic. So, like, I've not come across something looking like that with that much quantity either. Like, usually when you get little packets, have you seen like the cocktail making packets, but you got to add a few bits into it?
Yeah.
There's like a letterbox one that they do. Not that they do, but there is a like competitor is similar, and they have like letterbox ones which they pop through. It's good, but that's really
honestly,
good. I'm
for me,
really impressed with that.
That's 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm only leaving room for 10 at the chance I might try something better.
potentially.
It's not like I've tried better in the past.
I'm very impressed with that. I'm
so
going to definitely
impressed.
check out their website.
I
after
cannot
this.
wait to have that hot day.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Six Nations last weekend. We have to get it out. Oh, we vibe.
Definitely, man.
Right, last company.
Mate, I'm very impressed. They're two solid companies. She's
solid
obviously
companies.
enjoyed the product, the pitch, everything like
Exactly.
that, which has made her invest.
For sure. Now, this last one,
Go on,
very interesting one. Very left field, outside
Yeah.
of hospitality, outside of everything we've known about her so far, really. This is Sublime Science, one of the most successful business exits in Dragon's Den history. So, Sublime Science, basically, they went on and they pitched this idea for children's party bags that were science projects. So, stuff that wasn't just the standard lollipop in a bag, Freddo in a bag sort of crap. An actual like science project which has fun little games and challenges and notebooks and all sorts of things associated with it. And yeah, as I said, Sarah Willingham, I'm not sure she partnered with somebody else, but I think it might have been Nick Jenkins. I might be wrong there. They went together and they put one of the biggest exits that Dragon's Den has ever seen. So these
Do you know how much?
The party I don't know how much.
Okay, fair
but
enough.
these are the party bags that they have. So got one for each of us.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, mate. Do you want this one? Do you want that one?
Oh, I'll
There you
pick
go,
on
you
this
got that
one.
Here we go.
All right.
Whoa!
got
Look at this. Right, what's this first thing?
I've got a little art attack.
Heart attack thing, is it?
Ooh, like a little comic.
What is this?
What's that? Like a little beach flag?
Hey! That's gonna be a horrible sound on the
Yeah,
mic.
that was really loud. Okay.
What have you got there? So what is it? Little comic.
Make your own paint. So it's telling you how to like create things, basically.
It's a proper like. It looks like one of those sort
Yeah,
of
this
art
is-
attack books from when I was a kid.
Here we go. Explore the links between science and art inside this colourful edition. So it's telling you like how things work, how to create things. That's proper cool,
It's got a
man.
little comic on the back. Tremendous.
That's pretty
I'm
cool.
so
Look,
impressed.
how to make like an awesome art kit. Like that's.
Oh, we've got some jokes at the back here. Are you
that,
ready?
I like this.
Don't look
I
at
like
yours.
this.
Don't look at yours, just in case they're the same.
Go on, go on.
Where do orangutans get their gossip?
Ooh, I don't know.
On the ape vine.
On the ape vine.
Yeah.
Hey. I don't have any jokes, I don't
Are
think.
they not on the last page? How often do
whoa.
you get down from a tree? I don't get this one. You don't. Down comes from a duck. Maybe I'm just too slow for that one. Do you get it?
Down,
How-
down duck. What?
How do you get down from a tree? You don't. Down comes from a duck.
Okay.
Anyway.
Why was the pitcher sent to prison?
Why was the pitcher sent to prison?
Yes.
Because it got shot.
It was framed.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I like that one.
That is good.
This is cool, man. This is
I'm
so
so
creative, bro. Imagine like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old you getting one of these. This is going to make you use your imagination. This is sick.
Oh, here we go. Balloon helicopter.
Oh.
Oh, mate.
I've got one of those as well.
You might have to get out the next thing while I set this thing up.
That's cool, man.
See if I'm skilled enough to do
Right,
this.
here's the next one. The classic, the whoopee cushion.
Whoopee cushion.
You can't
No
go
way.
wrong, mate.
Oh, you gotta love a whoopee cushion.
Gotta prank the grandma.
Absolute staple.
Love that.
I'm
What we got
picturing
here?
like a sick
Ooh.
birthday party. You're talking like Laser Quest vibes. You're sort
like
of
it, I
10
like
years
it.
old. You've got all your friends from school there, and then you have these turn up. It
This
would be a
is sick.
sick ending.
Usually you get terrible ones. Like, this is unreal. Here we go here. So we've got Claim Your Free Experiment book. So they're
is
gifting out books and stuff like that as well. That's sick.
Interesting.
All right.
Moment of truth. Let's see if I can do this.
This
little
looks
fiddly
unreal. Might take down the set though.
bit. Might do. All right. Oh, fucking first time. What? Ready?
No. Oh my.
What? Sick! That was so cool.
Bro.
Oh, that was perfect as well.
That's insane.
That is the cool. Do you know what? We did our mystery box episode
That's
a while
so
back.
cool.
There was like a £10 mystery box from Tesco's that had all sorts of toys in. That alone was better than that whole mystery box.
We got to recreate the balloon one with that.
We do.
Yeah.
Right. Short coming out on
That's
TikTok
sick,
soon.
man. Right. What else we
What
got?
else have we got?
We got the magic twisty worm. Watch me wiggle.
Watch me. Oh, is it one of those like? I think I've seen these before.
Yeah.
Sort of like you move it around and it sort of goes in all sorts of directions.
It's like perfect for your cat, basically.
Yeah, basically.
If you've got a cat.
Right. It's last couple of. There's so much in here.
So much, bro.
That's a little claim-free gift. Gotta love that.
Here we go. 3D glasses.
now we're
Never look
talking.
directly at the sun. It can damage your eyes.
Oh, that's good
Oh,
info.
it's rainbows. Oh, that's cool, man.
mad. All the lights in the set have just turned, mate. You got a whole thing going on. You look like the TikTok logo because of the blue and the red.
Look at the camera.
Oh,
I'm
mad.
seeing like red stuff and all sorts.
That's so cool.
Whoa, I like that.
Wowza, diffraction glasses.
Mate, this is sick, and I'm
This
not
is
even like,
one of the
I'm not even
coolest things
6.
I've ever seen.
Go on, you want to pull out the last one?
No way. Dinosaur scratch art set. It's like it was meant for
Scratch
us.
card!
It was meant for
It's
us,
a
wasn't it?
scratch card. We got to open
That
this.
is unbelievable.
Nah, we got to
Right,
open this
here we go.
now.
Oh,
ASAP.
little cocktail pick with it. How does this work? Has it got instructions on it?
It's above our pay grade, mate. You scratch this.
Do you scratch the top of it? Do you scratch the? Oh, so you pop the
Yeah.
dragon out, whatever it is, dinosaur out.
And you stick it on, no?
Stick it behind it, and then you
And
scratch,
you scratch
the
him.
actual. Oh, here we go. Right, let's see. How
Wait,
quick
what
I
are
can
you
do this.
scratching with?
I'm doing that. So you pop the thing out.
No, what have
Oh,
you got?
this was in here.
Oh,
Did you
I
not
didn't even
it?
see that.
Yeah. Got a little personal scratcher, which you can now use on the pod as well.
There it is.
Lovely. All right, I'm almost there. This is really cool.
Mate, what the hell? What are you doing?
Right, so you pop the thing out the white.
Oh,
put it on the black,
Oh, got
and
you,
come out
got
with
you, got you.
this.
That is,
Look at that. I'm gonna
that
have
is
to put
some B-Tech scratching,
I
bro.
don't really see that, but it's wicked. It's really cool. That is awesome. You say B-Tech scratching. Behave.
It is.
Oh, mental. I'm actually so
Mate,
impressed
this
with
is
this.
sick. This is unreal, bro. How much did this cost?
Good question. How much did it cost? Because I don't think it was that much.
Because if you could buy like 20, 30 of these comfortably, like
yeah,
this is so
100%.
much better than anything else. Like a little terrible cake you
So,
could give.
Sublime Science. They're just under £10 a bag, which actually I don't think is that bad. If you've got 10 kids coming to a birthday party, £100
Yeah.
on these,
Yeah.
that is so much
And
entertainment.
they're going to remember it as well.
100%. I would definitely have remembered this if I had this as a kid.
Also,
That is so,
you
so
don't have
cool.
to give them all of it. Like,
No, exactly.
you could save some back.
Yeah. They're huge as well.
This is so
That is
cool.
worth every penny. That is so
That is-
impressive.
That is so new and unique, but like really, really a
It's almost
problem
like- yeah.
that they've solved
Yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah. 'Cause,
Like,
like,
I don't
the
want a
amount of
Mao
money
I
they
don't
put-
want to like
yeah.
slice cake that's crunched up.
Exactly.
I don't want like a little.
And the amount of money people
shitty
probably
stick
spend
thing.
on party bags.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, you're obviously buying the cake,
Yeah,
then you're
yeah,
buying
yeah.
all the lollipops, and then buying
Yeah.
all of this, you're buying all of that. Like it ends up probably getting close to 100 quid anyway for all the stuff that
Probably,
you end up
yeah.
buying.
Oh, this is so cool, man.
I got to do this again just because it was awesome the first time.
I'm so impressed, man. What would you rate this then?
Oh, this is 10.
10,
I'm
yeah?
not even doubting it for a second.
Like,
This is 100%
even us
a 10.
at the ripe old age of like mid-20s are enjoying this.
Yeah, that is
That's
so cool.
speaking volumes, mate.
That is so true. I can see why they invested. I can picture. I've got to watch the. I've got to go back and watch.
Yeah,
the,
they're probably all
the
doing
pitch,
like playing
'cause
around
I can picture
with
them all
it.
doing
Yeah.
this on the actual set.
Hilarious.
This is like a nerd's dream.
Oh, this is sick.
That is so cool. Got a finished product there, Picasso.
Yes, mate.
Oh, it's gone for the pterodactyl.
Ah!
Right.
So cool.
Well,
man.
what do you think out of 10?
Yeah, no,
agree?
£10 is a lot because if you've got 30 kids, it's 300 quid all
Yeah,
of a sudden. But in terms of like what you get in the party bag, I think it's definitely worth it
Couldn't
for
agree
sure.
more. Right. Well, that was this sort of ad hoc, fun,
Like it.
Sarah Willingham
Like it a
special
lot.
segment.
This is fantastic, mate. We should do more.
we
We
need
need
to
to
try
get bigger
more.
guests on.
We do.
Subscribe down below, like and comment so we can get big guests and
Sarah,
get more stuff like
For
this.
sure. Sarah, if you're seeing this, by all means, feel free to invite us to all your other businesses as well. We do hours and hours of fun with all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
This is
definitely. Like we
wicked.
would love more party bags.
We would. Right, well, we'll sign us out with this, shall we? Get
Go
back
on,
into
Ed.
the pod. Oh, I've
Oh,
stuffed
you-
it. I've
oh,
stuffed. That was
no.
all me. That was all me.
Oh,
that was all
no.
me. I'm so sorry.
Tom, use the last one he did. Just stick that in. Right, yeah,
Whoops.
cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
I know what you're thinking. What's this handsome fella doing on my screen? Well, these guys, episode 50 in, and they forgot to do an outro. Appalling if you ask me. So left it up to me to do the outro. Haven't done one of these things before. Could say anything really. Ollie's a caffeine addict. Jamie's a small little man. What's he gonna do? Bench press me? Get out of here, man. But yeah, no. So please subscribe. Do the little social media icons I put there. You know, subscribe at Suits and Slides everywhere. YouTube, head over to here. We've got 849 subscribers. Pretty impressive. Let's do a little refresh. See if we've got any more. You know. Oh, 850. God, was that you? Was that you? Damn it, it was you, you cheeky bugger. Anyway, make it 851. That could be you, you know. Anyway, head over to the Patreon as well. How much is it again, Tom? It's £4 a month, 13p a day. Less than the price of a coffee. I know. If you use today's code, Sarah, you can get £2 off. Make it £2. Mate, I wish I would have known that. But yeah, no, I didn't do that. Anyway. So yeah, please subscribe, please follow us. Don't think there's anything else to say. Yeah, besides, ciao. I'll see you I won't see you next week, but you know what I mean. Ciao, ciao.
This episode's going to get heated.
What
It's
the
going to be
fuck?
good. It's going to be good. I think we leave it no longer. Let's get into Inside the Mind.
Yeah. Actually, I
That's
swore.
good.
I said, what the fuck, in like the first
shit.
5 seconds.
We'll run it again
Yeah,
then.
run it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
Shit.
It's exciting, bro.